Hello everyone, myself Abirami from St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Cuddalore. Today we are going to learn functions. Functions are one of the most important concepts in C programming because they help us organize our code in a neat and a structured way. What is a function? A function is a C block of code enclosed within a curly braces that performs a specific task. Large C programs are usually divided into smaller building blocks called functions. This concept is known as modular programming, where a big problem is broken down into smaller tasks. For example, a function may handle input, another may handle calculation, and another may handle output. Among all, the main function is the entry point of every C program. Finally, a complete program is created by combining multiple functions. Uses of C function. Functions help us avoiding rewriting the same code again and again. We can call a function any number of times and from any part of the program. Functions make a program easier to understand and manage. Larger programs can be tracked and debugged more easily. The core ideas behind functions are reusability, modularity, and simplicity. In this function declaration, call, and function definition. In every function has three aspects: function declaration, call, function definition. Function declaration. This tells the compiler the function name, its parameter, and return type. Function call. This is where the function is invoked in the program. Function definition. This contains the actual code or statements to be executed. In short, we declare, we call, and we define. This is the syntax for the function declaration, function call, and then function definition. In this function declaration, we have the return type, function name, and then argument list. And then function call, I have named as a function name and then argument list. And then function definition part, return type, function name, and then argument list. This is the body of the function. And simple example program for a C function. A function should be declared and defined before calling in a C program. In the below program, function square is called from the main function. The value m is passed as an argument to the function square. This value is multiplied by itself in this function and multiplied by p. It is returned to the main function from the function square. This is the example for the program for the square. The function square takes the value as the input. Function takes square as the value as the input. It multiplies the number by itself and returns the result. The value is passed from the main function to the square function. This program is clearly shows how function declare and then call and then definition work together. This is a function declaration line and this is a function calling line and this is a function definition part. This is the output for the square root. And then there are two ways to call a functions in a C. There is a call by value and then call by reference. First, call by value. In call by value method, the value of the variable is passed to the function as a parameter. The value of the actual parameters cannot be modified by the formal parameter. Different memory is allocated for both actual and formal parameters because the value of the actual parameters copied to the formal parameters. So it cannot be affected the original values. This is actual parameters and then formal parameters. Actual parameters, this is the argument which is used in the function call. Formal parameter, this is the argument which is used in the function definition part. That is the actual parameter is in function call and then formal parameter is used in function definition part. In this example program, we have seen the swapping program. The values of the variables m and n are passed to the function swap. These values are copied to the formal parameters a and b. That is the actual parameters m and n and then formal parameters are a and b. This is a swapping program. We have declared the function. There is a function name as a swap and then a and b, two variables are declared and then function call, you have the actual parameters, that is a m and n. M and value passed to the A and then n value passed to the B. This swapping will be applied and then again the values to be returned. In this call by value method, the original values cannot be affected. This is the output for the swapping program. And then call by reference. Call by reference. In call by reference, instead of passing the value, we pass the address of the variable to the function. The value of the actual parameter can be modified by the formal parameters. Same memory is used for both the actual and formal parameters. That's why the values can be changed. It should be done in the permanent changes. In this example, in this program, the address of the variable m and n are passed to the function swap. Same swapping program will be applied, but the call by value, the values cannot be changed permanently. But in call by reference method, the values are changed permanently. They are just holding the address of the variables. This address is used to access the changes of the values of the variables. This is the same swapping program. And this is a function declaration line. In this function declaration line, the variables are declared in pointer variables are declared. This is the address of the A will be passed and then address of the B will be passed. And then swapping we called as a m and n. Actual parameters are declared in the address of m and then address of n. In this function definition part, in this part we have done the swapping. In this program, it shows the swapping of two numbers using call by reference. The address of m and n are passed to the function swap. To summarize, the functions divide a big problem into smaller manageable parts. They improve reusability, readability, and debugging. We studied function declaration, function call, and function definition. And finally, we compared call by value, call by reference, with examples. That is, in call by value, the values are swapped means the original values cannot be affected. In call by reference method, the swapping will be done when the original values also can be affected. Functions are used to reduce the big problems into small. Thank you.